Welcome back to another episode of the Range Report here at the NRA Whittington Center, where the frontier spirit meets precision, purpose, and passion. I'm your host, Ashley Mahaffey, and today we're diving deep into the world of long-range shooting, custom rifles, and the kind of backcountry hunts that sharpen your skills and stir your soul. Joining us is a special guest from Roaming Shot, a Louisiana-based powerhouse that's redefining what it means to be a marksman, from their state-of-the-art 1,000-yard range to their guided hunts in the high country. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and introduce them. And Greg, go ahead and start with yourself, and we'll go from there.
Well, I am not going to be as articulate and amazing with that little start, but I'm Greg. I work out here at the Whittington Center. Yeah, that was professional. Wow.
Yeah.
But I'm an event coordinator out here at Whittington, and here we are with.
I'm Ben Fobb. I'm with Roaming Shot Outdoors. We're, like she said, we're basically an outdoor company from just north of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We come out here, do a mile class, and that's what we're out here doing this week. But like you said, we have a 1,000-yard range, and we build custom rifles and book hunts and all kind of good stuff. So I know we'll talk a little bit about all that on this one.
I think that it's not fair. I'm a little jealous. You're from Louisiana and you're in New Mexico, and I'm here in Louisiana.
Yeah. That's why I was just texting my wife a minute ago. I'm out of town more than I'm home now, so it's a little different. But yeah, Louisiana it's nice to be out here. Nice and cool, no humidity. It rained a couple of days ago, and the ground is dry. Man, you'd sink to your knees still back home. But glad to be here.
Yes. Yeah, well, we're glad to have you. I'm glad that it has stopped raining. It's actually nice and sunny out here today. It's been raining the past 2 days. In the last 6 months that I've lived out here, I've seen more rain in my entire life than what I did, there in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Made you in a heartbeat.
Yeah. My goodness, man. I don't know. You wouldn't want all that. It's a mess.
Well, just for a little bit because we're dry.
Yeah.
So we got a little bit of rain. I mean, you got to kind of experience a little bit of the homeland for a little bit, right?
Yeah, it seems like every time I come up here, it rains. And then I'll talk to my outfitter down the road. He's like, man, it ain't rained 6 months. I come up here and it's raining.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing that.
Yeah.
We really appreciate that.
That's it.
Well, Ben, we're excited that you're here joining us with today. So thank you for taking the time to come on. I know that you have a lot going on. You're busy. So we do appreciate you being here, and we're excited to talk to you. So tell us a little bit about Roaming Shot and what inspired you to get this started.
Okay. Well, it started as a family deal. I grew up shooting in South Louisiana. I don't know how long you've been there, if you're from there, but most of the shots back home are like 60 yards. People tell you I shot that deer at 100. Like, no, you didn't, you liar. It was 60 yards of that feeder. So the first time I came out west and went to hunt, I had my rifle zeroed for 200, and I was with the outfitter and had a 186-inch mule deer step out, and I shot over him. And I'm 0 for 2, and he's like 230. And that guy was like, man, you hold it on him, you idiot. And I was like, yes, sir. and shot, and at that moment we're walking over to that deer, and I was like, I will never have this happen again. So went home, started learning, started reading, started YouTubing, all the wrong things, but went on there and built out a rifle, and actually took the excavator. We have a couple 100 acres there at the house. That's family land. Got on the excavator, built me a 300-yard range, and started booking hunts for some of the outfitters that we had started hunting with out west, and it just kind of grew and snowballed from there. And my wife got involved, and she's like, man, we can, you can make this a business, turn this hobby into a business. And I said, well, what do you want to call it? She said, we'll call it roaming shot. And I said, I like that. So I want to go hunt, typical Louisiana GAUX hunt. And she was like, no, we're not doing that. So started booking hunts, started sending people out west to hunt. And some of the places we hunt have a lot of elk on them, and they were coming home empty handed. And I asked the guys, like, man, what's the deal? Like, well, we didn't feel comfortable shooting over 200-300 yards. I said, got to fix that. So guys, before they go out west, and they'd book a hunt with me, I'd make them come to the house and we'd shoot, and then and realize, hey, their trigger pull was too heavy, or they didn't have the right optics, or the scope wasn't mounted right. And I mean, we just started going through their guns, and then just started going from there and learning. And every day I learned something new. So I try to pass it on, and that's when the school started, and we started building the custom rifles. We designed our own actions, suppressors, and just all kind of stuff. And it's snowballed over the last 4 or 5 years. Short rundown.
So you turned a passion, something that you love, into a job, which really then isn't even a job if you're doing something that you love.
Yeah, that's what I tell my wife now. I hung gutters on a ladder. I'm 6'4", 330 pounds, and I've hung gutter for my entire life, up and down ladders all day, every day. And I told her, I said, it's like I'm cheating now. I don't feel like I'm working anymore. So one thing I left out, we built that 1,000-yard range and started doing classes and stuff out of that at the house. So it's pretty neat. Good Lord blessed us.
That is. I was born and raised in New Mexico, and I've only lived out here in Louisiana now for the past 6 months, and it is a totally different world.
Yeah, it is.
And, back thinking when I was out there at the Whittington Center, we would have people come in from out, back east or out here in Louisiana or, Tennessee, and they would come out there to the Whittington Center and they would say, well, we want to shoot long range. And I tell them, oh, we have the perfect place. We have 1,000-yard range. We have a mile range. And they're like, whoa, no, we were hoping to like shoot at 200 yards. I'm like, wait a minute, that's long range? Like, that's hunting rifle is zeroed at.
Spoiled out here.
Yeah.
Very, very spoiled.
Especially when you can't see that far back home, unless you're in cow pastures or you're in the in a plowed field, you can't see 100 yards, and you have trees and brush everywhere you look. So no alligators where we're at. So no swamp.
You
get that a lot.
Sure? Like,
yeah,
there's an alligator everywhere.
Yeah, so everybody thinks we have pet alligators and stuff, but no, those are about an hour south of us. But yeah, we're Yankees considered much of them guys.
Well, and now you turned a passion of yours that started out with just you and your family into a business. So tell us a little bit now about the business and your team, the team that you have, and the journey that they've been through to get now to be a part of Roaming Shot and be out there instructing for you. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so where we're at is we're still, like I was telling you earlier before the podcast started, a year ago, year and a half ago, I finally went full bore. I sold my other company, and we really dove into this. So like everybody, when we first started the business, we were eating ramen noodles for a while, so we didn't, wasn't bad. I guess we like them, but so we ended up having to eat ramen noodles for a while. And so we were slow. Like this time last year, I was strictly guiding turkey hunts, and the turkey hunting last year was horrible. We from down Louisiana to southern Colorado to right here just outside Raton, and just trying to make things work. And now I don't even need to be away from the office. We, good Lord bless us with a lot of work. So our names getting out, people are starting to hear about us and learn about us more. So we were using some different actions. I told you we build custom rifles, so we were using some different actions. We were having trouble getting actions, and so you're like, you know what, we're going to nip this in the butt, and we're going to design an action. And got with a company and designed a 3-lug 60-degree throw, lightweight action, 21 to 22.5 ounces, depending on exactly what you get. And we have a company in Pennsylvania that manufactures them for us. And so we had to get that. Then we teamed up. You see my hat, teamed up with Carbon 6, and those guys are great. We teamed up with them on the barrels, and we use those on every build. And then we have Long Shot. I'm saying all this because I'm telling you who we got tied in with. So Long Shot Cameras got tied in with them, and those guys have been great. We have cameras on our range where you can spot and watch your impacts. And so all that different stuff that ties in, we brought in different people in our team. With Carbon 6, we tied in with their media guy, and how he works a lot with us. He still works for them, but he works about 50-50 with him, so he's with us a lot. And his main deal was media, where he got tied into it so much and heard so much classroom, so much of what's going on at the range that he could just about teach the class now that we offer. And then guys that I taught the class a year and a half ago, a guy named Fritz, you'll see him on our YouTube, on our podcast, and he's right there every step of the way. He just kind of fell in. So a lot of these guys are some of them are paid, and some of them are just guys that are kind of like pro staff guys. They just fell in and wanted to be a part of it, and they've been great. Another guy, Adam, TJ and Bull, that are out here this week giving me a hand. They're from Bonham, Texas, and they've come out and shot our challenge and took the class here last year and all, and just fall in love with it. And everybody just wants to, it's crazy, just wants to give a hand. So it's pretty neat. But then I have Brett back home. He's at the store, runs the range in the store, and he was a first sergeant in the Marines, which was the right person at the right time that fell in with us. And he teaches when I'm gone, which is a lot. He handles the store and the range, which is tough, but he does a good job as well. But a lot of these guys, when they came in, they've never shot over 200 yards before. And so now, I mean, they're out here shooting a mile like it's nothing, so it's pretty neat to watch it all come full circle, which I didn't shoot a mile till a couple of years ago. I have no military background. I had Boy Scout background shooting growing up, learned how to shoot improper, really, and as I grew up, went to some other classes and did some learning and learned a bunch of stuff on my own. And here we are.
Got your foot in the door, and you were able to break some bad habits.
Yeah, that's right.
Good.
And man, I had a ton of them, and I still develop them. And they call me out every once in a while. So it's good. It's good to have a team.
Well, talking a little bit, so you were bringing up that you guys do custom builds, and you were talking a little bit about gear and everything like that. Greg is our guns and gear guru out there at the Whittington Center. So I know he has some things to go over there with you. So Greg, go ahead and.
Well, first off, I want to compliment this man for the action design that he has. I took one look at that thing, has all the holes cut.
Oh man, it's
not only is
slick.
It effective, it's just so, like you said, slick.
Yeah.
I would love to have one of those. That thing is just awesome.
Oh, yeah. We can work it out.
We'll talk after the podcast.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that you guys had a store until Ashley sent me over a little thing to talk about. And so what do you guys kind of do? Do you manufacture everything, or just kind of wheel and deal this stuff and that?
Well, we like I said, the barrels we buy, we manufacture the suppressors and our brakes. And like I told you, we have the company that manufactures the actions for us. It's our design. We just pay them to make it. It was just cost prohibitive to try to do it on our own. So it was great. And we got those guys knock it out of the park. They're easy to work with and do what we ask, and tell them, hey, there's an issue here, it's fixed. So
perfect.
Pretty cool.
That's always good to have that that interaction, right? That is fantastic. The rifle, by the way, shout out again to you guys for the adventure camp rifle that you donated to us. That's another slick little
I appreciate it.
I like that. Picked it up, I was like, ooh,
lightweight. Wait till you shoot it. It's bad.
Oh yeah, well we'll see what happens.
So
you guys do like bipods and stuff like that as well? Or sell it through the store, like through you buy them from MDT or whatever?
Yeah, we use our main, which we're an MTD dealer, and we KRG and stuff. But our main bipod that we use is the B&T, their Atlas bipod, the BT10s. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, those are great bipods.
Yeah, they are. They're solid, lightweight, easy to use. You parts are interchangeable on some stuff. You can, or modular, should I say? You can change out different stuff. You can change it from
heavy. pretty heavy duty. They will
and they're light.
last.
Yes. Yeah. It's a one-time buy. People are like, man, that's an expensive buy pilot. Yeah, go buy 3 of the cheap ones and you'll be at the same spot. But you got to buy a new one every year pretty much if you shoot like we do. So
right.
Not this B&Ts. I've got the same ones I've had for years now.
That's awesome. Yeah, a bunch of my buddies, they still use Atlas for everything that they have. And it's like, man, those are really nice. I'm kind of an MDT fanboy though.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with MDT. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with MDT. We run the Hunt 26 chassis a lot. That's just, again, we're more of a hunting company. We're diving into the PRS and NRL world now, but just some other stuff. But yeah, that's our main stuff. Our main gig is hunting. So everything's built around weight and functionality. So we started the class. Man, I bought so much crap. My wife, she knows what I spent. But anyway, went through a ton of different stuff trying to get the right tool for the job. And man, I didn't know. I went through so much stuff. And so that's part of the class is you're a gear and guns guy. That's what we do. So the end of the class, we talk about gear for the gun, the entire class, optics, binos and everything, spot and scope, everything else. But at the end, we give you a gear list of what we use for, whether we're hunting in Texas or we're hunting in, Hoback Mountains of Wyoming, or we're hunting Colorado or here, Raton, or whatever. We give you a breakdown of what we use for each thing.
So not only are you getting into like bipods, optics, maybe tripods are involved in it, maybe some shooting bags. I know sometimes you're probably not able to get a nice stable position.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's still possible.
That's right. Well, we design a bag too, and that bag clips on us and it goes on our.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can get it on our website.
I'm gonna have to go up there and check some of the stuff out.
Yeah, I think I got 2 left here. But our store is not a typical gun store. So we have people that walk in all the time and ask, they're looking for a Bagara B14. We're like, well, look, I mean, I can get them, but I don't carry that. We're a pro shop. You can bring, if you want your B14 to be a custom rifle, bring it to me and I'll break it down and clean it and swap all the parts out and do whatever you want, and true it and get you going. But if you want one of our rifles, we'll sell you that too.
Right.
But it's not
it's not like you got Ruger precision rifles in the back or what have you. I get you.
Right.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
so
good.
Yeah, we're goal oriented on what we're doing, and that's what we try to push, and that's what we sell. If I've already got too many irons in the fire with the classes and the range and the hunts and the guns themselves, suppressors and brakes. I mean, it's
right.
So it's not trying to add a whole lot more to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like you got a lot to offer to people out there looking. That's awesome. Kind of wish I would have found your class 6-7 years ago when I was on this journey, but I guess all of us do.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, man. Right place at the right time. It all comes in like on this deal here. So all good.
Good.
Yeah, we could tune you up while we're here though if you need to tune up.
Oh, I could. You guys are out here tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I might bring the. Oh no, I won't be out here tomorrow. I'll actually be shooting a match on the other side.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys have some time, check out the Coal Canyon Precision Match. It happens the first Sunday of every month out here at the Whittington Center. 1 shot per target, 60 targets, and it's a field match.
Really?
So it's kind of like PRS in a sense. You get to find your targets beforehand and range them and all that other stuff. But they'll even had you a range card with all the ranges on it.
Oh, nice.
But it's really fun if you're ever in the area.
I'm out this way all the time. I'd love to get in on some of that. Yeah.
Oh, it's fun. $30. It's just a little local match. Real fun.
Oh man, yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. And also you talked about getting into NRL. Are you doing some competitions in that?
Yeah, we're sponsoring we are a sponsor for the one in Alaska this year. My business partner, I got a business partner a couple of years ago, great guy, that he just moved to Alaska and he got tied in with some group of guys up there and they're putting it on. And so we're gonna give an action away and we're gonna go shoot it.
I just want to apologize to you. I saw that match and I was like, oh, Roaming Shot, or like the sponsor list, and I was like, oh, I didn't put two together.
Yeah. It's one of our, like I said, we're just getting into it, so we're built for hunting. That's what we do. And so that stuff just lines straight up. Oh, yeah. We're also shooting the Night Force ELR in Cody, Wyoming next month.
Oh, okay.
So that'll be what
are you going to be bringing for that little match?
Actually, I built a 6.5 PRC for it. Yeah, I was going to do a 7 and just kind of talk. And 7 is probably my favorite big bore.
Is that like the 7 SOM or
the 7 PRC?
7 PRC. Yeah. Okay.
And but we went to the 6.5 PRC, so we're going to shoot those. Nice. So we're building those MDA. GA Precision. I'm sorry. Worked out a we got a deal worked out with them for some chassis and some other stuff. So
that's cool.
Yeah, so we're going to run those rather than normally we run an iota. We run a lightweight stock. You know, our gun weighs like 6.3 pounds for the short action without a scope. Wow. You know, just the rifle only. I think this one now will weigh like 18 pounds.
I was about to say, you need a little bit more.
Yeah. So different beast, you know.
But I'd carry a 6-pound rifle out for ELR stuff. That's one thing that I'm like, ELR, it sounds like so much fun, but I could not justify having to carry around a 30-pound rifle.
Yeah. Yeah. We're bringing a side-by-side up there, so we're going to cheat.
There you go.
But
well, tell us, Ben, a little bit more about the hunting opportunities through roaming shot. That being such a passion of your guys, and actually how you originally really got started. Tell us more about the opportunities with that.
Yeah, so we offer an array of hunts, and they're on our website. So we have elk hunts in Colorado, New Mexico. We have mule deer, Colorado, New Mexico, antelope, black bear, mountain lion, just about everything that we offer, you know, out west hunting. The only thing we don't have is bighorn sheep and goats and stuff right now, but that's what we have in New Mexico and Colorado. We were doing some bear hunts in Wyoming, and they kind of get full quick. So we're a broker as far as that goes on a lot of that stuff. Texas, we do all the guiding in Texas at the ranches that we hunt with over there. Great landowner, great guy to deal with. And actually the chef that we use in Texas, and he travels with me when I do classes. He's up here right now. So we do those, and then we have a lot of exotics, texotics. Everything we do is free range. So the stuff we have back in Sonora, that's where we do most of our hunting in Texas, is axis, black buck, oryx, and a lot of whitetail. A bunch of hogs just come in on the place too, so we've been smoking some hogs down. But
that would be fun.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's not enough to where we can really offer a hunt for it because they're just starting to get in over there. It's just a bonus, you know. So like the guy, we turkey hunting there a couple of weeks ago, so he tagged out. So I said, "You want to go shoot some hogs?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "We need to get them because where they're at is the kind of the nesting area for the hens." I was like, "Let's go kill them," and so we went over there and smoked a couple down. So get them every chance we can get.
Now, Ben, do you require students to take a course with you before being able to book a hunt with you, or are those two separate?
They're separate. We prefer it. So if they're back home, 99% of them are coming to shoot with us before they go. But some people book, and it's just not practical for them to come to us. So we like to assess it the best we can before we send them out, just because we want that success rate. You know, not only for the landowner, but we want that success for a lot of people. This is a one-time hunt. You know, or this is their hunt for the year. This is their vacation or their time with their children or spouse or whoever comes with them. I mean, that's a one-time deal a lot of the time. So we want to make sure it's successful, make sure it's memorable. So that's where we started the, hey, come shoot with me before you go deal.
Yeah. So it really sounds like roaming shot, then one of the goals that you guys have is kind of bridging the gap between the range and the field. You guys are teaching people out there on the range all the skills and everything that they're going to need to apply out there on the field then for ethical shots and a successful harvest.
That's right. So we teach, our hunting course goes out to 1,000 because that's all the property we have. So the hunting course goes out to 1,000, but we're not teaching people to shoot animals at 1,000. I mean, you can, but we're not teaching them to do that. So when somebody comes in, we do a one-on-one or a test and tune. That's not even doing the big class. Everybody always comes in, man, if I could shoot 200 yards, I'll be happy. If I could shoot 200 yards, like, yeah, we're going to start at 200. That's nothing. You know, a lot of people don't realize how easy that is back home, you know. So we start them out at 2, and then by the time they leave, whether they're scoped, they have a exposed turret where they can dial them up or not. We're usually at least at a minimum out to 400. So I try to double everybody's goal. That way, if you're doubled, now are you going to be confident or more than confident at where you were comfortable at to begin with? So so we like to build confidence in our students and in the people that are coming to us for training, of course.
Yeah. So would you say that's then one of the missions, I guess that would be one of the missions of roaming shot, is turning hunters into marksmen and vice versa, marksmen into hunters?
That's right. That's right. Two of the guys that are here right now, they haven't hunted at all, and now they want to go hunt. So, but that's our slogan, is turning hunters into marksmen. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah. So we love it. It's a passion. It's nice. It's so neat to see somebody come out and come on that range. That there's nothing else like it in Louisiana. Just the setup that we have. It's indoor for one, so you're climate controlled. So we can hunt rain or shine, and which is neat because we can teach in the rain and we can teach in wind, and you're not getting, it's not getting too hot outside. You're getting cooked where people don't want to come. They can show up. It's nice and climate controlled. Got some drinks and stuff, get you taken care of. But then we can bring you outside too, and we can shoot outside as well. Get you on the shooting sticks. We can even do the shooting sticks out of the shooting house. We put a door in the front where you can open the door and get on the shooting sticks and stretch them out and learn how to shoot off of them as well.
Tell us a little bit more about the facility that you have there in Louisiana, where it's at, how many shooting benches, or how do people get out there to your range? And is it membership only based, or how does it work?
So the long section is membership. So the downstairs, anybody can sign up for downstairs. To start back at the beginning, you can get on our website, go to roamingshot.com, and you can book range time on there. So if you want to do a one-on-one, anybody can book a one-on-one and come out. Same thing with a testing tune. You want to bring your rifles out and have us go through them, make sure the scopes are properly mounted, go through different ammos, check your gun out, see what it likes, give you ballistics for different, to however far you want it out, that we're capable of at the range and the gun capable of. And, but you can book all that online. And then the downstairs, anybody can book inside or outside. And then the range fees, it's $90 a month, and you can come as much as you want for a member. And for the upstairs, and that's the full range, so you can shoot the full 1,000. You come out first time you get out there. We go over safety protocols and all, and then we walk you out. We don't let you just hop on there and throw one at 1,000. So we want to make sure everything's precise and everything's good to go. And we very, 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 very few people have not been able to do it. And if their gun and stuff's not set up able to do it, we let them use one of our rifles. So we want, we try to be inclusive. You know what I mean?
I was about to say, with that price, you are very inclusive.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep. So we try to get them going, so we're not going to give you all the keys to the kingdom for that, but of course, but we want you to have a good time, and it's family oriented. We want people to come out, bring their kids. We get asked all the time, what's the youngest they can come? Like, as long as they're well behaved and listen, I don't need a little kid walking up and just snatching a gun off the wall or whatever else, but you need to be over them, and we're going to be over them as well. So we want anybody to come out, as long as they're capable and competent,
Do you guys have a like a limit to how many members that you can have out there? Because I know a lot of ranges out here, from what I've seen, they actually have wait lists.
Yeah. So right now we're new, so it's a year and a half as long as we've been open, and it is, it's a hidden gem still, so more and more people learn about it. I think we've had like 6 or 8 more people join this week, but we're limited. Our limit is 300, and we're going to take 300 members, and that in that time, that still guarantees the average person 8 hours of shooting a month, which most people won't do that. You come out, and they might come out every other weekend and do 2 hours or something like that. But it still allows at that number, which, 200 is where we feel more comfortable at, but 300 is possible. So we have 6 stations upstairs. We have 5 stations downstairs. Inside, we have a PRS rack outside as well. You can shoot out to 900 on the PRS rack. And then we have a small pistol range. We have a small bore range. We run for our 4-H kids. We have the 25-yard and 50-yard for the CMP, and for the NRA 3P. And then we have the silhouette set up as well. And if I keep some grown men from shooting holes in them, it would be much appreciated. But I don't know why the guys all the time, man, punch holes in my hogs and my rams. But yeah,
sometimes it happens.
Oh my goodness, man. I don't get it.
There was one time we found a trash can downrange. We'll leave
really
it at that.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. I don't know what goes through most people's head, but for the almost 2 years now that we've been open, it's been great. We've had great people. Our members are great. People that want to learn is great. So it's people would walk in the door, and I used to think they were walking in with cockiness, and I was like, oh, here we go. But what it is people walk in and they see the computer screens and they see all this other stuff, and they're looking down range, and they're like, man, that's intimidation. So but it's nice to see that leave as soon as they get 10 minutes into a class, you know, and like, man, I can really do this. This is not as hard as it looks, you know, and it's same with the mile out here. I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, it could be near impossible. But if you have 10 minutes of good instruction, you can be shooting it pretty quick. So I had one guy that had he's a 22 shooter. He came on this trip, and he's shot 1,000 at the range before, but he got out here and he shot the mile in 2 shots.
Wow.
Second round impact. We were pumped up. 6.5 PRC smoked it down, so we were pumped up.
Did you jump with joy?
I don't remember if he came up out of that bench or if I came up out of that bench, but one of us did.
I was about to say that would have been impressive.
Yeah,
that's very cool.
It was pretty neat. Pretty neat.
So do you guys like do from the sound of it, you guys like kind of host events over there too? Or?
We do. We don't host a whole lot. We do some corporate events, and then we'll do like some member range days. We'll do a PRS event and stuff like that. But it's
okay. Whenever PRS rack and
yeah,
I was like, oh, that's okay.
Yeah. Again, we're not a huge range. You know, we're 1,004 yards deep, and we're about 60 yards wide at one point, and then we have a 400-yard section that's about 200 yards wide. And that's where most of the PRS stuff happens, between that 400 on back, and then we'll shoot down range as well. But that's where most of it happens for the PRS stuff.
Cool. So, that's fun.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. So we have kids of all. We do a lot of challenges. You know, it's fun. We play pig. We played pig out here yesterday, kind of like horse. You know, but it was,
okay.
Yeah, conserve on ammo, so we do pig.
There you go.
We have you see on our YouTube page, we have can you shoot better than a 6th grader, which YouTube will let it go for a little bit, and then once they realize 6th grader and shooting's in there, they it'll grow 6,000 views in like 24 hours, and then boom, they pump the brakes on it. So then we have a clay pigeon challenge, which we shoot 4-inch targets from 100 yards to 1,000 yards, which
cool.
We have people come up from all over the country to do that one. It's pretty neat.
That's fun. Yeah, me and Ashley did that one time with standard clays. That was a very long time ago now.
Yeah,
that is fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Busting clays at that distance.
Yeah,
super fun.
Yeah, that's a good time. So
I think it only took a box of ammo or a couple boxes of ammo. It would have been nice to have an instructor like Ben out there to give us some insight.
Oh man, some days I can hit them, some days I whiff them. So
4 inches at 1,000 yards is a very, very small target.
Yeah, it is. It's small, but yeah, we start them at 100, and you can't move to the next one until you impacted that one, and then you got to shoot the right one too. So
we like a test your limits kind of.
It's kind of like a know your limits thing, but it's with a twist. You know, targets never get bigger; they just get same size. Look like they shrink as they get out. You know, so I think the furthest impact that we've had on the show was 800.
Oh,
we had 2 people with 800 yard.
That's
so you get 15 shots, 3.5 minutes. And get after it.
Half an MOA target at 800 yards.
That's
good.
Yep. We had a little girl that does the can you shoot better than a 6th grader, Addie, which is actually Fritz's daughter. She got on there and shot 1,000 in one shot. Like her gun, she did the clay pigeon challenge, and she was having issues. She started at the 200 yard dope and not the 100. So she was off. And man, she shoots so good too. So when she was done, she was all downtrodden. You know, we were like, look, just shoot that 1,000 real quick. So she got on there, and so you'll see it at the end of that episode. She gets on there and boom, ding, smokes it first shot. So cool. She's a shooter, but it's fun. It's fun. It's fun to see him grow and just progress on all of it. So.
Yeah, a really good friend of mine, he's taking his daughter out to shoot that match that I was talking about just a little bit ago. She's 9 years old, and she's out there with all of us just shooting.
Yeah,
she did really well. She actually almost cleaned one stage out there.
Oh, nice.
Just kept going. She then tuckered herself out, and then it was all over
the place. That happens. 9 years old.
A lot of fun.
Yeah,
she had a lot of fun, and you see that light in their eyes, just like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah.
And the youth, it's so important to get the youth involved and get them out there, from an early age, and kind of going back to the intimidation thing that you brought up, Ben. Just getting them comfortable around him and showing him that it can be fun. Of course, responsible, being responsible and safety and everything like that.
Right.
But it can be a lot of fun and a very rewarding thing. I know as like, whether you're in the long range instructing or instructing in general, or even a guide, because I guide out there at the Whittington Center, and just having those moments where you see somebody achieve something
Oh yeah.
that they didn't think they were going to be able to. And you see that sparkle in their eye, or that moment where you know that's it, they're
That's
hooked.
it. Oh
Uh,
yeah.
it never gets old. I can
Yeah.
experience that over and over, and I would never tire of it.
Oh, absolutely. I thought there would never be a day where, I would be the one getting off the gun. I wanted to get everything. And now it's, if I get to kill one, great. If not, like I'd always have my buddies that they were my guides back then, and and still are today. And I said, man, you got the life. I mean, I just remember just sitting there envious of what they got to do every day. So to be able to do it and participate in it, and I would also, they would say, well, I ain't killed one in 6 or 8 years. I'm like, how have you not got an animal in 6 or 8 years? You do this for a living, but now I get it. I understand it
Mhm.
now.
When you work at a range, you don't get to shoot as often
Yeah,
as you think.
you would think, but I get to shoot every day.
Well, hey, that's cool.
Yeah, and ours is a little different setup there than what's out here, but yeah, so it's we're as we grow, it'll probably get less for me, but at the moment, it's all day, every day. I'm on. People drop guns off, want us to shoot them, or when we build them, they don't leave. If we touch them, they're not leaving unless they're accurate. Uh, as accurate as we can get what they have. But if it's our guns, they're not leaving until they're ready to go. So some of them we shoot 5 shots through them. Some of them we shoot 15, 20 shots through them. We find out we didn't torque something or do something proper, and we go through it, do a check. And
so do you guys kind of build like your custom rifles more towards like a factory ammo, or do you throw a reloading kind of thing in there too?
Right. So all of ours are built around being able to shoot the Hornady ELDX or ELDM ammo, those grain weights. Yeah, they are. They're great. I mean, I get people, and I made some stupid YouTube videos just on our stuff that I've had people fuss with it. Hornadys don't exit, or they don't leave blood, or and then I got a trail that a 9-year-old just smoked a whitetail, and there's more blood than a horror movie. Like, well, yeah, you're right. They don't leave blood. How about you shoot them in the right spot, and then we'll worry about that. But,
right, there you go.
yeah, shoot them in the shoulder and don't worry about anything else.
Shot placement.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, we grew up, and that was part of our problem back home, was that, we were always taught 5 in the pie plate. 5 in the pie plate at 100, that's plenty good enough. Well, that's not always the case.
Yeah, so it's always good to be a little bit better.
Yeah, look, you want some precision and accuracy thrown in there. So
Aim small, miss small.
that's right. That's right.
Well, it's neat learning more about roaming shot and what all you guys offer, and the passion that you guys have behind what you do. And we're definitely thankful to have you guys out there at the Whittington Center. It's been great working with you guys here over the past year. So what are some things, Ben, organizations like Roaming Shot and the Whittington Center, that matter for the future of shooting sports?
Well, we touched on some of it right there. We touched on several things really, but the first thing would be youth.
Yeah.
Getting youth involved, getting youth out. Man, my son started when he was 8 years old, and I burned him out. I did the wrong thing. So I brought him on every hunt, doing everything. And now he's 15 years old and don't care. He's like, yeah, I'll go kill an elk. I'm like, no, sucker, you going with that attitude, you can buy your own, But getting kids out and getting them involved, because by the time they're 10, 11, 12 years old, they're already tied into basketball. They're already tied into something else. And we're losing them. That's one of my pet peeves with Colorado. You can't hunt a big game animal in Colorado until you're 12 years old. Anyway, I'm not gonna go off on that tangent, but you got to have a hunter's ed, which I understand that, but you can't get a hunter's ed back in Louisiana till you're 10. So he wasn't able to hunt here in New Mexico till he was 10, but he could hunt Texas, as soon as he's old enough to be able to pull a trigger. But just being up, that's why we have so many sportsmen back home. But just getting the kids, getting them involved, being inclusive, invite your friends. A lot of our guys that shoot and hunt with us now were never touched a gun, never hunted, didn't grow up doing that. So just get somebody involved. I mean, we're spoiled to it, because we get to do it all the time. And so it might not be a big deal to you, but to invite that one person out on the range day or bring them on a hunt, it can be life changing really for a lot of people. And not that, that hunting and shooting is the end all be all of everything, but But I mean, getting somebody out of the house, getting them on the right path would be good. Grows friendships.
Through education, mentorship, and teaching the responsibility of firearm ownership.
Yes, ma'am.
From a young age, and not just a young age. There's adults as well that could benefit from learning.
I didn't pick up a gun until I was like 23, 24 years old. So
yeah, I've got some guys here right now, same way. So it's good, and you get people that are nervous and scared of them and everything else, and we get them out there, and before you know it, you can't get the rifle out of their hands. They're wanting to burn every round of ammo you got. So, but and on top of that, our Second Amendment. If we're not getting people involved and just letting it go to the wayside, well, there it goes too. So we need importance of that. And the people, it's not that people are against it. They just don't have any experience with it, so it doesn't matter to them. So once you get that experience, somebody's going to get it to matter to them. Now all of a sudden, the Second Amendment is more important. More important to them.
Yep.
So
that's a fact.
Yeah. So where do you see what's next for Roaming Shot? What's your next big plan? Classes or hunts, or where do you see yourself in the future growing Roaming Shot?
Yeah, we have some more stuff in development to go with our suppressors. Our rifles, we're starting to do some more precision stuff as well. As far as our rifles are precise, But what I mean by that is, like we talked about in the shooting game, getting some more ELR stuff going. We're going to shoot King of 2 Mile this year. I'm building a 33 XC now for it, and that Clay with Long Shot invited me to shoot with him last year, really, and I just had too much going on and couldn't do it. But getting more into that realm. We're trying to pick up more outfitters so we can push some more hunts and just really just growing. Trying to grow everything we can with what we have. So we're not going to do it. We're going to get a left-handed action coming soon. We just now got our 223 bolts and all finished up this month. Actually got one in for testing the day before I left, and it was nice to shoot that rascal.
We'll have to wait on talking about an action until that lefty's on the market, because I'm a southpaw guy.
Well, I hate that, but it's really last on our list because we had some I don't know how many left-handed rifles we had just sit in the store for a while, and it's just because it's 100 to 1.
Yep.
So it wasn't our top priority. Sorry,
but
I
understand.
And a lot of left-handed guys shoot right-handed. Most of my buddies that are left-handed, they shoot rifles right-handed. They even shoot shotguns right-handed. So, but yeah, we're just trying to grow, trying to get community outreach. We're big back home with that. We're trying to get we have church groups that come out and book range time and do their pistol training and all kind of stuff like that. So we're just trying to get the word out, get it going.
Well, share again with everyone, Ben, for our listeners, how they can go ahead and learn more about Roaming Shot.
Okay, so we have our Facebook page, which is Roaming Shot Precision. We have our YouTube page, which is Roaming Shot. We have our website, roamingshot.com. You can give us a call, 225-888-4245, or you can email me at benfob@roamingshot.com. We have classes every month that we do 1,000-yard hunting class, which like I said, we go over, everything that you can think of from the rifle on up to ammunition, optics, binos, spotting scope, packs, what to put in your pack on which hunts. And then we have we do a mile class out here. We did it twice this year. Actually did 4. We're doing 4 classes out here this year, 2 weeks, which our second one we may turn into a mile challenge. We'll see. But we had that out here. Absolutely love this place. I wish I'd have known about it sooner. Man, I'd have been capitalizing on this place a lot more. And I'm here all the time. We hunt in Folsom and Des Moines and in Raton all the time. So
how did you end up hearing about us then?
A friend of mine invited me a year and a half, 2 years ago out here to shoot with Colonel Bob Brown's group. Which was neat because I got them to shoot a mile, and we have some videos of that on our YouTube too, and it blew their mind.
Oh, that's good. Like, did you get the Colonel on the rifle?
No, he had COVID, believe it or not. So he got here, got COVID, and got put in the hospital. So I didn't get to shoot with him till the end of it. So,
yeah, I remember that now.
But yeah, I had just about everybody in his group that was there when I was there. They shot the mile. Cool. So I found rapidly though we had to get off the 300 PRC, and we dropped it down to the 6.5 PRC, and they started smacking it. But that 300 was a little bit too much.
Well, Ben,
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad that you're able to come out here and do what you do, man.
Oh, absolutely, man. I'm so glad this place is here, man. Y'all have so much to offer, and we're glad we get to utilize it.
Well, thank you. We're glad that you guys are out here. We look forward to continuing to, work with you guys and offer a place for you guys to come have your classes out here, and look forward to seeing you guys continue to grow and expand your business. And we thank you, Ben, for being on the show today. With that said, do you have any parting words of advice for marksmen, hunters, who are aspiring to grow their skills?
No, don't be afraid to try something new. Don't be afraid to get out there and do it. If you're scared of doing it, you're never going to accomplish it. So 200 yards, admirable goal. Come out with more in mind. Ask questions. There's no wrong wrong questions. We can. It may be a simple answer. It may be a complex answer, but do some digging.
Well, thank you, Ben, so much. We appreciate you taking the time to join us. And
Absolutely.
thank you, Greg, as well for joining us. And I hope that you guys have a good rest of your class. And the next one is what, in August?
August, first week of August. So if you want to take it, you can go on roamingshot.com and click on the classes, and you can sign up there on the website.
Okay, and that's for the long range class or the mile class that
That's
you guys are going to be offering there at the Whittington Center.
That's great. That's for the mile one. Yep. The next 1,000-yard class back home is May 17th. It can be signed. You can sign up for it on the website as well.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Ben. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in and watching us today. Until next time, y'all shoot straight.
Thank you, ma'am.
Have a good one, everyone.